Hey, what's going on, fam? This your boy Will, and welcome to Practical Moments with Will. Again, where we talk about real life, we talk about real faith, and we do it with no filter. Okay? Today, I want to talk to you about the news cycle and how it bothered me more than it should have. Now, I'm doing this because I want us to slow down our reaction and examine why certain things hit us in different ways. Okay? So let's get into it. Okay. Now, first of all, I gotta tell you, I'm not really one who watches the news that much, because I understand how you get caught up in the foolery. Okay. But the last news cycle bothered me a lot more than it probably should have, and it's not because it was shocking. There's not a lot that can shock me these days, and the truth is, it's not because it was anything new. But what really bothered me was how quickly what they were saying got inside of me in here. Because I noticed my whole mood shift. I noticed that my patience started to shorten a little bit. And if to be honest, my thoughts started to speed up. And I pay attention to myself. So this change in my chemistry, it it messed me up. You know, it really caught my attention, if you would. Okay. Because with me, when something has this kind of effect, it's usually hitting something that's a lot deeper than the headline that they have displayed on the television. So instead of reacting, I tried to slow down and like you should and ask one of those tough questions. Okay. Why did this land this particular way? You know, a lot of news doesn't upset because it's important. In fact, most of it is, in my opinion, garbage. It really upsets because it starts to touch on a four-letter word that no one ever wants to talk about, and it's called fear or fatigue. Or it could be just a sense of losing control or recognizing that you're not in control. And let's be honest, when you're already carrying pressure, it don't take a whole lot to tip that scale. So I guess for me, what worries me isn't so much the news itself, it's really how little time we take to notice what the news media is doing to all of us. Now, don't get me wrong. We go to social media and we act very publicly before we reflect privately. And that's a problem. We should not go to the media streets and talk about how we feel or what this is without actually taking the time to process things privately. And then we really got the nerve to call that being so called informed. But let's be honest, emotional reaction isn't wisdom. In fact, it can never be wisdom, okay? Because when you really think about it, it's information, but it's raw, okay? And raw information is information that still needs to be processed. See, now I'm getting into your emotions. Your emotions is raw, but sometimes them emotions need to be processed. So, if you're going through what I was going through, getting caught up in the hype, so to speak, I wanted to give you a couple words of encouragement today. Because if you felt reactive lately, I want you to hear this, okay? You don't need to absorb everything that is going on in the media, okay? Everything that is going on should not demand your attention. And slowing down in this case isn't avoidance. It's really, in this case, discernment. And sometimes, most times, the most mature response is asking yourself, why did this thing hit me so hard? And when you ask yourself, why did something hit you before deciding what you were going to think about it, that pause is going to be the very thing that protects your peace and your clarity. And I think I told y'all before, clarity is always going to outlast any kind of social outrage. So, I wanted to encourage you today, don't absorb it all. Anywho, that's my ramble for today. Thanks for spending these few moments with me, and take care of yourselves. Don't get caught up in the hype. And I'll talk to you soon. Peace.